for us loads, and we love him to bits. And the same can be said about This Is a Kit. Hello, you lot. Hello. Katie, would you mind introducing your bandmates, please?
OK, here we go. We have got Neil Smith on the guitar.
Yay.
We've got Jamie Whitby-Coles on the drums.
Yay.
We've got Rosie Plain, a.k.a. Leyden, on the bass.
Yay.
And we've got Jessie Morningstar on the guitar and a bit of piano.
Right, OK, now I need to take you to task on this. Because two of the band have got nicknames and two haven't, which makes the other two feel really, really bad.
It's because the other two are in too many other bands
Oh.
to fit all of their nickname band names into their names.
That's a fair point, which means that they're supremely talented, and of course, it's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
Got away with that, didn't we, I think? So, Katie, while you were doing the first song there, did I see you with a gizmo in your hand?
Was it this?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, it's, standard toy, a.k.a. Ebo, just, fun for making noises on the guitar.
Well, do you know that, Neil might know a bit more about this because he does all the noodly-doodly stuff, doesn't he?
He does.
But it's very similar to, I did say a gizmo, but 10cc created a gizmo in the 70s called a gizmo. Nice. And it played the guitar string like a violin.
Oh, lovely.
So it's pretty much
Someone's
the same
ripped them
thing,
off.
isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon this sounds like, this Ebo sounds like a gizmo rip-off.
Oh.
There's a lawsuit on the way.
I will drop in and see all of 10cc in my local boozer on the way home tonight, and we'll sort this out, don't you worry.
Good idea.
OK, so careful of your keepers, Katie. To what does that refer?
So, I think it's sort of a three-pronged idea or title in my head, but there's probably other ones too, but the main three are the idea of looking after the things you want to keep safe or look after or stay in your life, people and things. And then there's the other idea of looking after the people that look after you and being aware of that, acknowledging that. And then there's also the idea of watching out for things that maybe keep you a bit stuck and restricted and how to overcome those restrictions.
OK, now it's an interesting one, this, because we had Teleman live in session, a really wonderful band, and Tom wrote this song, and it's in my top 3 Teleman tunes. Who cares? But it's called Short Life.
Okay.
And I was speaking to him about it on air, and it is that kind of when you get to a certain age, not my age, patently, but when you start thinking about life and getting a little bit deep with yourself and all of mortality and all of those kind of things. Short Life, if you listen to it, it's all there to be had.
Okay,
was it a kind of a same kind of thing of you, a realisation of the precious things around you?
Yes, but not death related. I feel like the last album was more death related. This one's more just like waking up and sort of making sure you're looking after yourself and other people.
Right, so you've gone through the death phase and come out the other side.
I hope so, yeah.
That's good, right? So the next one, by the same token, will be a right knees up, won't it?
It's going to be amazing, yeah. Total banging knees up.
It's going to be a party album, I tell you. Produced by Griff Rhys. So again, if you could just tell me, how did that come about?
Well, I just asked him if he'd be up for it, and he was up for it, which was brilliant. And then we recorded it all together in December in Bristol, and it was totally great. Anyone got anything to add? He just made it a better album than it would have been before, and we had a really nice time just with him. He's just total pleasure. Really good listening and communicating skills.
Now, your tone of conversation then just dropped slightly when you mentioned it. Yeah, only because, and I think you were just emulating Griff there, because he is well known as being the most laid-back man in the world, like, ever.
Yeah, laid back, but definitely takes everything seriously enough to reflect properly and think about it and carefully consider his answers and responses. Like he's just very, very good at communicating and thinking and processing stuff.
I think, I would use the word genius for Griff. I really would. And Superfur is just one of the greatest bands ever.
Yeah, he's a shocker.
But yeah, when you are talking to Griff, you can tell that he's thinking about everything he says, because it does take him a while to get to the point sometimes.
It's a really good lesson. Like, quite often I find myself trying to have an answer too quickly. But it's such a good lesson to hang out with someone like that and just remember that you can take your time and think about it.
And give the right answer.
Give a really good answer instead of just going, blah, blah, blah. which is what I normally do.
Yeah, and me. To be honest, I've been doing it for 32 years now, and it must be bloody annoying for
Good, no,
everybody.
it works. It's nice.
Yeah, but so by degrees of separation. I mean, it's so famously Super Furry Animals had Paul McCartney on one album, but he wasn't singing, was he? He was eating celery and a carrot. So, but by one degree of separation, you've worked with Paul McCartney.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
You're not a fan of the Beatles?
No, I'm not a fan, but no one asked me.
Well, I have.
No one asked me if I wanted to work with Paul McCartney.
Listen. I'm the Jeremy Paxman of Six Music, so you should be prepared for all this kind of crap that I throw at you, if you don't mind. So the press release does talk of mistakes and mishaps whilst making the album. Were there any great calamitous ones that you might have got 250 quid off Harry Hill for?
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Can anyone remember any calamitous stuff that happened during the recording or even the rehearsing?
When I was cycling there one day, someone's I was cycling along and this person cycled past me and they coughed, and then I cycled on a bit more and I had their cough on my hand, and then I cycled to the studio and had to wash it off at the studio.
Yeah.
Wow.
That in the grand scheme of things, not that calamitous.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone sort of falling down the stairs or smashing anything.
Nothing like that. That's a
I
shame.
fell off my bike on the way on the first day.
All cycle-related calamities.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody's never lost a bicycle clips or anything really crazy like that, have you?
Exactly. Lost a bicycle clip.
I think we know what Rosie Plain's next album's going to be about. It's going to be about having somebody else's goz on a knuckle.
Getting coughed.
It's a
Getting
concept album in the making, and I want a credit if there is. Okay, then.
Right.
So, like I say, we know about the album. There's a tour lined up as well, and I have got the dates here in front of me. Oh, they're very, very small, written down here. So.
They're trying to fit them all on the same page.
Yeah, just go mad and have 2 pages.
Yeah, 2 pages, bigger print.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, I don't think I'm responsible for that. Just to pass the buck and blame someone else.
Yeah, I would. So the 11th of August, you're playing Worthing, the Assembly Hall. Then we're going to September then, by the look of it, the 11th, Cambridge Junction. Is that right?
Yeah, why not? I think so.
Well, you're playing Reading, St Lawrence Church, Birmingham, the Glee Club, Cardiff, Tramshed, Bangor. I can't pronounce that. Cork, you're playing Cypress Avenue. I can pronounce that. Galway, Dublin, Belfast, Edinburgh, Summer Hall, Gateshead, The Sage, Leeds, Irish Centre, Manchester Academy 2, and London, Barbican as well. And Bristol, you're playing Bristol Beacon.
Yeah, nice one. You passed the eye test.
Oh, and I believe there are some other dates here that I need. So, Jesse, have you got some dates? You've got some dates coming up this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got some this week. It's my band Morning Star, and we're playing the Bell Bath on the Equinox, the Solstice, which is Wednesday, I believe.
Right. Are
Do
you a
you reckon
hippie?
it's Wednesday?
Are you a hippie?
He was in the Moonflowers.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, right,
Does that answer your question?
Ask a stupid question. I always ask stupid questions. You know that by now. How long have we been
I'll
doing
always be in the Moonflowers, yeah. And so the Solstice is very important to
Bath,
me and my
Stroud,
band.
Bristol.
Yeah, so Bath, Stroud, Bristol in that order. Thunderbolt Bristol on Friday with the Woodlice. I mean. They've already got mentioned on Six Music, so I'd like to mention them again. Hi, Woodlice.
Was that Woodlice?
Woodlice.
That's
Woodlice.
3 mentions.
Okay, great. And also Stroud Albert on Thursday.
Fabulous. Okay. Now, Rosie, you've got some festivals coming up.
Yep. Glastonbury next weekend, and then Slovakia, Pohoda. Yeah, there's quite a few over the summer. Green Man, Aradeg, Smugglers Festival. One weekend we're going to go to Finland, and then a remote Scottish island. It's going to be a nice logistical nightmare.
Well, Egg is... You've been to Egg before, because as we know...
yeah, we know the way there. It'll be
Johnny
it'll be
Lynch.
all right.
Yeah. I mean, with Egg, you just get to Mull and angle left, don't you? Even I know that. Anybody else? Anything else? I'm not doing any gigs. No, we're not. Okay. All right, then. I think we're ready to go. So,
Neil's always doing gigs.
Yeah, I know. I can only apologise.
I've got to say, on Friday, the Ill Repute in Bristol with Melon, which is a Cypriotic psych band, and then following Thursday at the Cornish Bank in Falmouth with the Brackish, and then back at the Ill Repute the following Friday with the Brackish.
Good one.
With Sallow, a band called Sallow.
Right, okay, fabulous. I really do think we are done now. So, Scabby Head and Legs is the next song that you're doing. Anybody in particular we're talking about?
Sort of, in my head, I imagine them as two... Do you remember the sort of pigeon cartoons. Was it Animaniacs or Looney Tune or something? In my head, there's sort of two pigeons. One of them's called Scabby Head and one of them's called Scabby Legs. Two characters.
I think that's a cop-out. I think that you've written this about somebody.
Oh, yeah. Two people. One's got a scabby head and one's got scabby legs.
Right, okay. Yeah. No names, no pack drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right then. So this is a kit, Scabby Head and Legs.